Hey guys, I'm just going to unbox these shoes for you. They're Reeboks, as you can see, and I am going to do a full review. But before that, I'm just going to show you what they look like brand new. Obviously I can't review them until I've done some stuff in them, so I didn't want to do that before I showed you them, showed you what they look like new, all that kind of stuff, show you the box, all the stuff that an unboxing generally entails. Okay, so here's the box. It's got a kind of a ripple structure on it. First thing to note from my end of things is that although I'm in Australia, it does seem to have come from Brazil, which is, there's actually more clues to that on the inside. So these are the Reebok Sublite Escape 3.0s. So yeah, that's pretty much the box, not much else to it really, and I'll tell you about the Brazil thing when we open them up. The paper wrapping is sort of a Reebok, it's got Reebok watermark on it, which is interesting, I suppose, if you're into that kind of thing. And here they are. I went for the blue colour. I think they come in a few colours, but where I got them from, they were only available in blue. So that's them, and as with everything I buy, I got it at discounted rate. So I was curious to check them out because they looked like pretty decent shoes. They are part of the Reebok running range, if you can see that. And just quickly on the Brazil thing. So the reason I know it's from Brazil is because there's two sizes there. USA, which is pretty much standard, and Brazilian size, which is not Euro, it's slightly different. And there's only those two sizes there. And this, all this is in Portuguese only. So yeah, there'd be no reason for that unless these are some kind of Brazilian overstock that an Australian retailer has got their hands on and are selling them off cheap. So yeah, that's something. First thing to note about them is they're very, very light, like really light, even by running shoe standards. Running shoes are generally light these days, so people who haven't picked up a running shoe in a while are often surprised by that. But these are like particularly light. Got a big wad of paper stuffed in there as usual. Got a little sizing thing down the bottom. Now they are kind of finished in this, it's called Cherry from Reebok, it's called Cherry, but I've never seen a cherry that colour. It's more like pink bubblegum. Yeah, so they're finished in that. They've got that on the bottom, just on the tongue there, and then the insole is that colour. Yes, so that's them. Just give you a look at the other one. It's obviously got the same paper in there. Yeah, I'll talk more about this in the review, but just very quickly, you know, not the best looking shoe I've ever seen, but certainly not ugly. Interesting to note that the Reebok logo in a kind of obvious form is not actually present anywhere on the shoe. You've got this kind of black holey grid sort of looking thing there, which I understand is a 3D printed upper, which is generally the way they're going these days. And you've got this little bit of overlay here, but I don't think that is the Reebok logo, but I mean that might be a subtle hint to it, but it doesn't just have a big logo as opposed to say a pair of Nikes, which is obviously going to have the swoosh, or a New Balance is going to have the N there. So I kind of like that actually. Really the only, obviously it says there Reebok, but the logo itself is not present. Sublite, that's the midsole material. It's supposedly pretty good, but I'll have to check that out myself. So my plan is to go for a run in these, maybe a couple of runs if I have time, then do a full review, and hopefully I'll upload them together so you can see the unboxing and the review at the same time if you're interested in these. But yeah, all I can say so far is extremely light. I have actually weighed them and they weigh in at less than my racing flats. So if they're any kind of decent distance shoe, then they're really quite incredible. Hopefully the weight is not a clue as to how rubbish they'll be on the road. I don't think it is, but and the other thing to say is that the sizing is pretty much right, possibly a tad larger than your normal sizing. So if you're like a person who goes between, say, a 9.5 and a 10, then get the 9.5. But if you're a person who has only ever known yourself to wear 10, then get a 10. Don't go a size smaller. Half a size smaller, don't do that. Don't think it's really necessary, but they are a tiny bit bigger than normal. Yeah, so sizing's pretty good. Box is quite nice. Pretty happy with these so far, especially at the price I got them. Hopefully I'll be bringing you good things about them in the review. I'll catch you guys then.